Hi, children. A very good morning to all of you. Welcome you all for today's video. Children, we have successfully completed Unit 1 and Unit 3 because Unit 2 is deleted. So, Unit 3 we have completed the two lessons, that is the selfish chain and the poem, The Garden Within. So, the objective test also are completed for the Unit 2. And now we are going to deal with the next unit, okay, the art and culture, that is Unit 4. So today you will be learning about the Indian art and culture. So let's go into the Unit 4, art and culture. So children, let us look into Unit 4, art and culture. And in this we have the first lesson, the story of Ikat. Okay, so art and culture. What do you mean by art and culture? So India is famous for its art and culture. Okay, so the Indian art and culture, what is it? The culture, it plays an important role in the development of any nation. The culture itself plays a very important role. And India, you know that it has one of the world's largest collection of songs, music, dance, and also the theatre folk traditions and the performing arts and rites and rituals, the paintings, okay, and even writings, all that which are known as intangible cultural heritage of humanity. So, India is very famous for intangible cultural heritage, and it enriches our tradition and the culture, focusing the reputation of a state all over the world. So the cultural India is really is focusing the reputation of a state and all over the world. We are very famous for our culture. So the cultural India. Now let us have a look at this. Now what is it? It is a sari woven. The ikat sari with a beautiful pallu and design. So here the story of Ikat, it is the main theme of the story or the lesson is to introduce the students about the glory of art and culture of India. And the story is aimed at introducing the students about the traditional textiles of Andhra Pradesh, that is Ikat. Now in this lesson, the beautiful design, that is chitki, and the procedure of wearing and the grandeur are explained. So children, previously Telangana and Andhra Pradesh were considered as Andhra Pradesh, isn't it? So but now it is divided. So the textiles are now in Nalgonda district, Telangana. Okay, the Ikat textiles, they are in Telangana district Nalgonda district in Telangana. Okay, so before we go into the lesson, the story of Ikat, let us have a small video of how Ikat is made. Okay.
India has a very long history of weaving. Her skills of using handlooms stretch back many centuries. The most awesome of handloom weaving is the ikat. The geometrical patterns on the fabric created by the uniquely dyed yarn express marvelous skill of the weaving community. Authentic ikat is a demonstration of great mental and physical effort. Pochampalli, a buzzing village in Nalgonda district, is about 80 kilometers from Hyderabad, the capital city of Andhra Pradesh. Most of our ikat comes from Pochampalli, which is about a 2-hour drive from Hyderabad along a dusty, winding road. The amazing ikat craft is created in the weaving units, which are just simple workrooms usually owned by traditional weaver families. The extraordinary creativity of ikat begins with the yarn. These are the bundles of unbleached silk yarn which usually come from Karnataka. The yarn is bleached and hung for drying. It is then gently stretched and rolled on cylinders. A design with predetermined colors is created by a master designer. An expert carefully measures out on the yarn the scheme of the eventual pattern. Parts of each length of yarn that need to remain undyed are tightly tied with threads or rubber bands. After this, the whole lengths of yarn go into the dyeing vat where the uncovered sections of yarn receive the dye but the sealed parts remain undyed. Out from the vat, the yarn is rinsed in water, boiled for about 15 minutes and dried in shade. The rubber bindings are removed to reveal lengths of yarn, each one with striped patterns. Close examination of a piece of ikat yarn will reveal places along the length that are dyed and also places that are not dyed, or dyed in different colors as required by the design of the completed fabric. This tying and dyeing process is repeated for additional colors on the same lengths of yarn. Now, can the weaving begin? A handloom consists of 4 wooden uprights joined at the top and bottom to form a box-like framework. There are wooden rollers between both pair of uprights, one for the weft and one to collect the cloth. The yarn is carefully set up as warp on the loom, with the striped yarn painstakingly arranged according to the exact configuration of the final pattern. The process consists of interlacing one set of threads of yarn, the warp, with another, the weft. The warp threads are stretched lengthwise in the weaving loom. The weft or the cross threads are woven into the warp to make the fabric. The weaving operation consists of sending the shuttles containing the weft back and forth through the threads of the warp. The final effect of ikat can now be fully appreciated. Patterns of a vibrant color with slightly ghosted edges. Ikat appears exactly the same on either side of the fabric. Several families in the village have joined the cooperative. Working together in a fully coordinated way, the weavers have been able to increase their earnings.
So children, have you watched the video? Have you understood how difficult it is to weave the ikat textiles to make the ikat saris? Okay, so now the story of ikat, the lesson, it is a talk between the social teacher Janki and her students. So in this lesson, the teacher likes to introduce her students about ikat textiles of Andhra Pradesh. So she tells that ikat is an Indonesian term which means to bind or knot. And the teacher says the village Pochampalli of Nalgonda district of Telangana state is famous for ikat textiles. Okay. Now she also says that ikat is a traditional cloth woven by handlooms. And in the race with the machines, we have lost our heritage. So what has happened nowadays, the machines have come up and the handloom, the machines are doing the work instead of the hand weaving. Okay, and it is called chitki in Telugu. Now in Telugu it is this ikats, they are called ikat, the design is called as chitki, and in Gujarati it is called as patola, and in Oriya it is called as ikat. Okay, so yeah, it is famous, like we call it as ikat saris only. Now in hand weaving we have the threads stretched lengthwise called warp, and the threads intersecting them widthwise called weft. So in hand weaving, what they do, the weft and warp, they both intersect, like how you have the x-axis and y-axis in the graph. Now the same way the warp and weft threads, they intersect and they make it. So you can just have a look, see how he makes it over here. And so this is the weft and warp. So the lines here coming vertically, they are weft, and the warp is the threads which are coming in the horizontal way. So they both intersect and then the design comes out. So this is how they weave, the warp and the weft. Okay. Now, so in ikat, the threads are carefully sorted. First of all, the threads are sorted, and then the warp and weft divided into bundles. What are the warp threads and the weft threads? They are divided into bundles. They are tied up, and they are locally, tied up with the locally available waterproof materials like the plastic sheets or rubber strips, as you have seen in the video. So the bicycle tires, and then they are dipped into the color, so that they are dropped into the color, and the ties indicate the design we want. And they put the knots to those bundles, okay, the threads, and according to the design they put the knots. So the distance, how the distance is maintained and everything, they put the knots to that, and then they dip it into the colors. So this is how they get the design. And see how they are doing it over here. The cloth, they put the knots carefully, and then they apply the colors for it to get the color on the fabrics, the different color on the fabric. And now the weavers, they count the threads, measure the distance, like how many threads had to be needed of that color, they count it. Then the distance they calculate, and when they have to repeat the pattern of the design. So all these things they do it casually, how with the fingertips, they measure it with the fingers, and then they do it. So there they can tie the knots. Where they have to change the pattern, they will tie the knots. So though the weavers are not formally educated, they are not so educated or very professional, but they do it on all these calculations of the distance, and where they have to put the knot, where they have to change the design. All these things they do it with the complex calculation, they do it on fingertips. They make the chitki rumal with its beautiful chukka designs on it, and the favorite headgear of fishermen and the other laborers. The fisherman headgear means the thing, the piece of cloth that they wear it on the head. So the headgear of fishermen and other laborers also, they tie this type of rumals on their heads. See this kind of design, that is a beautiful design on rumals and all that, they do it. And so this is also one more design, what they wear it on their, the headgears that they wear it on the head. Okay. And she explains that the chitki means it's a small dots of colors, which are the characteristic of ikat, the main designs of ikat. And the different regions fight about its origin. There is no systematic documentation to resolve dispute about its origin. The designs of ikat influenced not only the Hindu culture but also the Muslim culture. So even the Muslims also were influenced by the design of ikat. And usually for Raksha Bandhan, the festival of Raksha Bandhan, we tie the threads. So that is the custom that we follow. The tying of the knot was done by yellow and red ikat dyed threads. So here this also, the tying of the knots is used, only the ikat threads are used, which are dyed in yellow and red. Okay, the dyed threads, the colored threads, yellow and red are used for Raksha Bandhan. Now in our tradition, the tying the knot is very sacred, is considered to be sacred, and ikat threads are only used, the ikat design threads. Now maybe this has a relation to tying and dyeing process, but in parts of Gujarat, Maharashtra and Deccan, designs in ikat were very much influenced by Muslim culture. Okay. Now, so children, you have understood about the story of ikat. A small summary I have given you, the gist of the story. Now, let us, in the next class, we shall just go through the lesson, We shall read the lesson and I shall explain to you about the glossary, that is some important words and their meanings. When we'll go through the lesson, I'll just tell you about the meanings of some of the words. Okay, children. So till then, just read the lesson and know about the story of Fikr. Once again, watch the video and do the assignment that is shared in your group. Okay, children. Till then, stay tuned. Bye.